Thomas Schnetzler from Lindt is joining me today, and we're going to be making the most incredible cookie recipe.
Excellent. We'll put it all on the line.
Chocolate, that's your thing. We're using 3 varieties of Lindt chocolate today.
We are. Triple chocolate cookies. So let's get started.
Yeah,
we need
sure.
to actually melt 2 different types of chocolates together.
Now, while you're doing that, can I get onto something?
Absolutely. I would love for you to just crack it. One of the eggs, please.
Sure.
Put it into that bowl with a little bit of brown sugar and some raw caster sugar as well. We warm that up slightly and just give it a little bit of a whisk.
Okay.
While I just sort of get the chocolate going and melt that down really gently. 2, 4, 6.
Oh, accuracy, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a pastry chef thing, I guess.
I think when I think of cookies, the ones that I love most are the ones with lots of chocolate in it.
Oh, good.
And
Yeah,
you're definitely not skimping on the
falling
chocolate
short
here,
on
are
this.
you?
This is a really good mix that you can even just have to mix in the freezer or even in the fridge and just sort of keep it and make them as you need them.
Yeah, nice.
So it's really quite handy.
Oh, so you're saying we can make the cookie dough?
Absolutely.
And then...
Cookie dough in the freezer
Yep.
and just portion it as you need it because they're baking like virtually no time.
Sure.
So they only need about 10-12 minutes because it's actually one of those recipes as well where you cook it a little bit longer than they get all crunchy.
Yes.
And you cook it a little bit shorter and then they get all sort of, or they stay nice and rich and fudgy in the centre as well. Options.
I'm excited about this. So I'm just adding the raw sugar. Why do you use 2 varieties of sugar for your cookies?
Again, sort of the brown sugar gives that sort of rich molassy caramel kind of note.
Yep.
And the other one just sort of helps to sweeten the sort of mixture out.
Nice. Okay, Thomas, the eggs are mixed in with the sugar.
Perfect. Let's go and put them on the heat just to help melt the actual sugars inside that as well. And the same with the chocolate.
Great.
Just melt them really gentle. And I'll just get you to look after my
Thank
chocolate
you.
for me, please. Quality chocolate just doesn't like to be rushed when it's melting. Just take its time. Can I just get you to start on the dry ingredients maybe in the meantime while all of this is melting?
Great.
So all we need in here is plain flour. And we sift it up with just a little bit of baking powder to help the cookies rise. And it really just needs a little bit. And then we just wait for all our chocolate to melt.
And then we'll bring it together.
Then we bring it all together.
Sounds good.
So the chocolate has just melted, but not too hot. So we really just want this just melted. Okay. So I'll mix the cookie batter together.
Sure.
I'll get you in charge of the actual chocolate chunks. So sea salt and caramels is sort of the ones that I've chosen. And we need virtually 2 blocks of those into coarse chunks. And then if you could just chop that up for me and dust it with a little bit of flour just to sort of help protect the little chocolate from the cookie dough as well. Keeps it a little bit separated. Oh, look at that. Job done already.
There you go, job is done.
So I just mixed the melted and cooled butter into our chocolate mixture as well.
Okay.
All those sort of ingredients that we do into our blocks, we sort of have traditionally made sort of ingredients in like an old-fashioned way, which I think makes a big difference in the end.
Very nice.
So I just put the chocolate mixture into the eggs, just a little bit at a time first.
I like how you can see the little speckles of salt and caramel through that. I may have to have a taste just to make sure.
Oh, absolutely. We need 20 grams of this anyway, so good excuse.
And it's crunchy too.
Absolutely.
Love it. Fantastic. Okay, Thomas, chocolate is done.
Perfect. So you can just mix a good sort of pinch of flour just with the whole. Perfect. So mix that through while I'll just put our chocolate into the flour mix. And then if you could put those chocolate chunks and the almonds to go in as well at the very end.
Okay.
There we are.
Chocolate and toasted almonds.
That's right. So they give a really nice crunch, and it's important to give those nuts a little bit of a toast. It'll just sort of help bring the flavour out because they don't take all that long to actually cook.
Sure. Now we have a really special ingredient. It's optional if you could get your hands on it. Tell us about this.
So what this is a tonka bean. So it's like an exotic South American bean that's sort of in flavour. It's sort of something between a marzipan and vanilla. So really, truly decadent and exotic.
Yes.
So we can microplane that in as well. So it's something that you really don't need an awful lot of. So just a little bit, almost like you would put in vanilla, I guess.
Yeah.
Perfect. It smells amazing. I like it. Okay, this is looking good and pretty much ready to be rolled into our little cookies. You can even sort of crunch it up a little bit just to sort of break the almonds down, but we're sort of looking for something like a walnut slice.
Walnut size, just like that.
That's right. And I like to just put another sort of little few flakes of sea salt on top, just for a little bit of extra
Nice.
decadence, something like that. They're very quick, really. So if you cook them for something like 10, 15 minutes, you get them quite crunchy. If you cook it a little bit shorter, they'll be decadent and fudgy in the middle. So your choice.
Oh, fabulous. Thomas, these look fantastic and they smell even better. Nice. I love the addition of the salt on top.
Just a little bit of crunch as well from that.
Just a little bit. And we've allowed these to cool slightly so we don't burn our tongue.
Yes, so that's important.
And now it's time to taste. Which one? There's so many. That one.
I'm going to do this one. Enjoy.
Oh, wow. Look at how beautiful that is in the centre. Gooey chocolate still. It's incredible because you get some saltiness, you get some bittersweet chocolate, crunch from the almonds, and that little tonka bean that we added.
That's right. And of course you can use whichever your favourite chocolate is. That's the sort of centrepiece, but I think this one works really well.
Oh, these are absolutely delicious. So good.
Needs a coffee. Perfect with a coffee.
Next one.